So you've got the bike, we've got the weather, and it really is the perfect kind of day to go cycling. But not so fast, because first we think that there's a few things you really ought to take with you. Here's 10 things that we think will improve every cyclist bike ride without breaking the bank. Whether you're a newbie or a seasoned veteran, nobody wants to be stranded miles away from home relying on the goodwill of others to get themselves out of a mess. Unfortunately, punctures are kind of the inevitable party poopers of riding a bike, but luckily they are also fairly easy to fix. A spare tube will remedy most flats, and even if you haven't yet mastered the art of changing a tube yourself, you should always take a spare with you. Things to check when buying a tube is that the valve is long enough to reach through the rim and that the tube is big enough for the tyres on your bike. For example, I'm running 28mm tyres on this bike, so this 23 to 30C tube should do nicely. I'm not getting caught out this time. Sticking with the puncture theme, the next thing that we always take with us on a bike ride is a portable pump. One like this Topeak Roadie DA is small enough to fit in either your back pocket, in the saddlebag, or you can mount it to the frame. So there's really no excuse at all not to take one. This one is particularly clever actually because it pumps air both when you push it in and when you pull it out, meaning you can spend more time clocking up the Ks and less time puffing in a hedge. However, when you're back at home, your back will thank you if you invest in a track pump, as it will make light work of getting things inflated. Low tyre pressures can make it feel like you're riding through treacle, not to mention you're at an increased risk of getting a pinch flat. Therefore, we'd recommend getting something like this Joe Blow Roadie EX, as it's quick and easy to use, can pump up tyres all the way to 160 psi, and has a nice big pressure gauge that makes it easier to always make sure your pressures are right. I'll have mine at 68, please. The next goodie in my saddlebag is a multi-tool, because despite its compact size, this little beauty can fix all manner of roadside problems. Loose bolt, no problem. Gears out of whack, easily fixed. To be honest, you never really know what you're going to need a multi-tool for until you need one, and then you'll be glad it's in your saddlebag. With 21 functions, something like this Topeak Hexus X will get you out of all kinds of bother. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Repeat after me. WD-40 is not chain lube. However, this squirt is. It'll not only stop your chain from squeaking, but also help your drivetrain last longer, making it a bit of a no-brainer. Something like this squirt lube is super easy to use, it's wax-based so lasts ages, and is suitable for all conditions, meaning that you don't have to clog up your garage with multiple bottles. Our next cycling must-have is a set of road.cc padded bib shorts. Actually, any set of padded cycling shorts will do, because they seriously do make a big difference to your riding comfort. You might not want to go full lycra, but there's loads of options out there, such as baggy shorts, but you can get ones with liners inside, all with a chamois that will protect your sensitive bits. Tyre levers, unless you have thumbs made of steel, then these will come in very handy. It's also worth noting that some tyre levers also go brittle over time, so if your levers are as old as you are, then it might be worth an upgrade. This pair sent me back just a couple of quid, so they really are a cheap thing to have in your saddlebag. Number 8 on the list, and you'll be glad to hear it's not an expensive purchase, a bottle cage and water bottle. Especially useful on a day like today. Not much more to say about a water bottle, is there? A lot can go wrong when designing a bottle cage, but this Topeak one doesn't rattle, and I haven't lost a bottle out of it, so top work, Topeak. Next on my list is a set of cycling shoes. Now, cycling shoes differ from normal shoes because they generally have quite a stiff sole that helps you get the power down, but they're also far more comfortable on the bike. So these ones have a 3-bolt pattern, but you can also get ones with a 2-bolt SBD pattern, and that means that you can clip in and out of the pedals, and you can do them up really quickly with a nice blower, like that. They're also ventilated, so as you're riding along, you're not going to get really hot feet. Now this is a set of Physique Omna wide shoes, and these are some of my favourites because they're designed for people with wide feet. Next on our list of things that every cyclist needs is a good set of lights, so both front and rear. This set is from Moon, and this is actually, you can see with these lights rather than just to be seen. So the front one is up to 1500 lumens and the rear one is up to 100 lumens. Now that's going to get you seen not just in the dark, but also during daytime cycling, when sometimes the sunlight can make it really hard to spot a cyclist. Now these aren't going to give car drivers any excuse for not seeing you. What you really want to look for is something that's really easy to fit to your bike, because then you're never going to leave it at home. These ones recharge via USB-C, they've got aluminium bodies, and they've got all the modes you could possibly wish for. Right, I think that's 10 things. That should leave you pretty set whatever your bike ride. Hang on. Snacks. Snacks are also important. This can be a 10.5 because you can forget aero, you can forget saving a few grams on expensive components. If you're not fueled, then you're not riding fast. These Cliff Bars, they taste bloody good as well. Let us know any of your cycling must-haves down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this content, then please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for lots more cycling tech, and we'll see you next time. What flavour is this one? Chocolate chip. Oh. They wish they had these.